Welcome to ABC31 News Tonight. I'm Scott Beadle. Well, many of you might have spent the weekend seeing family and friends, cooking out, or camping. Today was about observing the solemn sides of Memorial Day. One of the many ceremonies held today across central Louisiana is our big story tonight. The weather didn't stop the VA Medical Center from paying respects to fallen military members. Alexandria VA Healthcare System organized a Memorial Day program today to honor their legacy. Many civilians and veterans attended this very special ceremony. They reminded the true meaning of this day and how many members of the armed forces gave their lives for our freedom. We are looking at some storm chances heading into tomorrow. Meteorologist Ross Whitley is here with our first look at weather.
Hey Scott, yeah, that's right. We got storm chances for the rest of the week. Actually, we're going to watch a stalled frontal boundary kind of sitting right there, and that'll keep the storm chances around. Temperatures today not affected by the cloud cover much, though, getting back up to around 86 degrees. We should be around 87 degrees for the normal this time of year, and a record set back in 1961 of 99 degrees. Thankfully, not anywhere near that. Last year, we're actually right about the same, 86 and 65. No rain to speak of today, but we did pick up about 2¼ inches of rain last night with those stronger thunderstorms that moved through. And of course, we'll be watching for more strong to even severe storms for tomorrow. Of course, I have the details on that coming up in just a little bit.
Thank you, Ross. Avoyelles deputies are searching for an inmate who walked away from the Marksville Correctional Facility Friday afternoon. He's 25-year-old Travison Lavallee, who is being held for domestic abuse battery and traffic-related offenses. Lavallee is 5'9" and weighs about 150 pounds. He is a former Marksville resident. Over the weekend, the Stop Violence Senla group had its second annual gun buyback event. Many people came out to sell their guns, and the process was quick and easy. It was like a drive-through. People pulled up with guns in their trunks and traded them in for cash. The group turns in the guns to state police, and the state police will check to make sure a gun is not stolen and return any that are to the rightful owners.
It's our second annual Stop the Violence Gun Buyback program. We're trying to make our community safe. We're trying to get guns off the streets. We're encouraging people, if you have a gun and you don't want it, please turn it in. This is our way of keeping our community safe and stopping some of the violence in our community.
It's extremely important to me because unfortunately when a lot of young people who don't have insurance are violently killed at the hand of a handgun, we allow them to use our facility. I unfortunately have to preach some of their funerals, and I have to deal with the grieving parents. And besides that, Alexandria is a city that's inundated with violence. It's a quietly kept secret.
The ultimate goal of the trade-ins is to stop murders in the area. This Memorial Day weekend has been eventful for Little Walter fans in Alexandria. The Little Walter Music Festival took place at the amphitheater downtown on Friday and Saturday. The festival included a variety of different types of music, including Delta blues, Texas Hill Country blues, jazz, boogie, funk, swamp music, southern soul, blues rock, zydeco, and all-around feel-good music. Many people attended the festival and left with some special memories. The Historic District Business Association is introducing Destination Downtown Natchitoches and plenty of upcoming events this summer. These events will be on the 2nd and 4th Saturdays in June, July, and August.
June 10th will kick off. It'll be our first weekend. We will have, we'll start a little earlier on that Saturday. We'll have the Steel Magnolias House will be on tour, as well as the Prudhomme Roquier House. Tours are only $5 each, so we'll have a guided tour for both of those houses. Live music will start on Front Street at 1:30.
To find out more about the Historic District Business Association's upcoming events, visit ddnatty.com or contact Jill Leo at 318-652-7078. Still to come, the President honors those who gave their lives for our nation. That's next on ABC31 News.
Explore strange new worlds on MeTV. Seek out new life.
I've seen old photographs of this period. Let's get out of here.
Hold it right there! And new civilizations. Boldly go to Mayberry and the Andy Griffith Show.
us on Twitter. More ways to stay connected with KLAX TV.
President Donald Trump marked Memorial Day at Arlington National Cemetery in Washington and around the country. Reminders that this holiday is not about beach trips and cookouts, but fallen heroes. ABC's Megan Hughes has a look.
Gold Star families lining up at Arlington National Cemetery to tell President Donald Trump their stories.
He's looking down, he's very proud.
Thank you so much. And if you could remember just Jimmy, that would mean so much to me.
Trump seemed to put behind him that campaign feud with the Khan family, Muslim American Gold Star parents.
Every Gold Star family, God is with you.
Trump laying a wreath, observing a moment of silence, and honoring the fallen. While across the country, from the Hill of Flags at Boston Common to the motorcycle group Rolling Thunder rolling through Washington, to a small-town parade in upstate New York, signs of gratitude for sacrifice. Trump's former political foe, Hillary Clinton, parading there with her husband, wouldn't talk politics.
I think it's important to honor everyone who sacrificed their lives in pursuit of our rights, our values, our freedom.
Vice President Mike Pence welcoming a group of wounded warriors and first responders on bicycles at his home.
This is a day we remember those who served and did not come home.
And on board the USS Intrepid in New York City, a 100-foot American flag, a rifle salute, and a raw sense of loss after a Navy SEAL's parachute failed to open during a Fleet Week jump over the Hudson River just yesterday.
This has been a Fleet Week that started with such joy. As Fleet Week ends, it ends with deep, deep sorrow.
At that event on board the Intrepid, Jersey City first responders were given a special thank you for their efforts to help that Navy SEAL. Megan Hughes, ABC News, Washington.
The U.S. military says North Korea has conducted another missile test, firing what appears to be a short-range missile. The U.S. Pacific Command tracked that launch from North Korea's east coast early this morning. That missile was tracked for 6 minutes until it landed in the Sea of Japan. The White House says the president was briefed on that launch. British police have made another arrest in connection with last week's Manchester suicide bombing, but not much is being said about the 23-year-old man. A total of 16 people have been arrested in connection with the attack, which killed 22 people. Police said 2 were released without charge, while 14 men remained in custody for questioning. Authorities say a domestic dispute triggered a shooting rampage at 3 different homes early yesterday morning in Mississippi. 8 people are dead, including a sheriff's deputy. Witnesses say it all started when the gunman and his estranged wife got into an argument about their children, and he opened fire when a deputy arrived. 35-year-old Willie Godbolt was arrested at the 3rd shooting location. Now to a remarkable story of compassion this Memorial Day. As we honor those who lost their lives serving our nation, families on both sides of a deadly conflict managed to do what many of us cannot, set aside their differences. ABC's Maggie Rulli has how they turned the other cheek and found common ground.
This Memorial Day, 2 sides of the Vietnam War are coming together.
Let's close the past and look towards a brighter future.
Finding common ground through a common grief.
As people, we have the same hearts.
The nonprofit The Two Sides Project connects families who lost loved ones on both sides of the conflict.
I mean, that's how it heals. You just one person at a time.
After 6 Americans traveled to Vietnam in 2015, this time it was their turn, welcoming 4 Vietnamese to the U.S. for the first time. Standing beside the Vietnam Veterans Memorial,
James C. Mitchell.
They show them where their parents' names are etched. Margot Carlson DeLone started the project.
I hated them.
Her father was a fighter pilot in the war and died when she was just 2 years old.
I think after a while I realized I didn't want to live with hatred anymore. I became aware as I grew older that my dad's bombs had probably killed a lot of people and that there was probably a daughter like me on the other side who had lost her dad.
At the memorial, that hatred feels so far away. She says the tears she cries today are those of joy for having brought the 2 sides together.
This really feels like we're all coming full circle.
The Two Sides Project says they want to continue their mission to heal those affected by the Vietnam War and any future conflict as well. Maggie Rulli, ABC News, Washington.
So powerful to see them coming together and those hugs at the wall.
Yeah, it's really touching.
Well, let's take a look at our forecast.
Yeah, temperatures out there today really not affected by the cloud cover, especially here in Alexandria. 86 degrees. Elsewhere across the state, temperatures right around the 80-degree mark. Some rain off to our south, but that front is lifting northward, and we're going to be watching storms for tomorrow. I'll have the details next.
ABC31 KLAX, the exclusive provider of ABC programming in Central Louisiana. We are the only station where you can watch new first-run ABC programs like Dancing with the Stars, Designated Survivor,
Strike the enemy.
Grey's Anatomy.
Rays can deliver.
Damn right.
Hi, I'm Michael Bailey. Call me at the number on the screen. See how easy and affordable television advertising can be.
Hi, I'm meteorologist Ross Whitley looking at our current satellite and radar out there. Cloud cover really abound across the state at the current moment. Rain mostly to the south, and you notice kind of sitting right along this diagonal here, and that is where the cold front is currently, and it is breaking apart as we speak. And what that means for us is that we're going to see more moisture streaming northward, especially as we go throughout the day tomorrow. And because of that, we could be looking at strong to severe storms and even localized flooding with those storms, because they're not going to be moving very quickly, which means where storms do pop up, they will be dropping a lot of rain. So all is clear across the area right now, but we will continue to watch this area of rain moving further northward. As we look at our current conditions here in Alexandria, it's 80 degrees and cloudy, and dew points around 68 degrees, so it is not feeling too comfortable out there. Anytime we're in the upper 60s, it is rather humid. Overnight tonight, we'll see a thunderstorm in a couple of spots, especially to the south of the city, and temperatures dropping to around 68 degrees. Very humid, chance of rain out there around 65%. Cloud cover going to stay with us as well. Looking at our weather headlines, thunderstorms in the afternoon tomorrow could be severe. Locally, could be producing strong winds and hail. I don't think we'll have the tornado threat like what we saw last night with that line of storms moving through, but again, then any storm can produce a tornado, especially this time of year. As we look at our surface map for tomorrow, we notice that area of rain just moving slightly more north, and that is because the cold front will have broken apart by that point in time, anywhere to just to the north of Alexandria, say all the way up to Monroe. Might see some rain showers for tomorrow, and then elsewhere to the north of that, probably dry to the south of that, watching out for those thunderstorms throughout the day tomorrow. Our day planner looking like 7 a.m., 68 degrees, just about a 20% chance of rain, then 60% chance of storms by the time we get into the noontime, and then 50% chance of storms by 5 p.m. Forecast lows tonight right around 68 all the way from Marksville up to Colfax, and 67 down in Otis as well. 60% chance of storms continue for the day tomorrow with a high right around 80 degrees. Looking at our extended forecast, well, I hope you like the thunderstorms in the forecast, because we're going to keep them in the forecast. Temperatures staying in the lower 80s throughout the rest of the week. But look at that. From Tuesday all the way into Sunday, seeing a chance of thunderstorms, so flooding could become an issue by the time we head into the weekend. And that's a look at your weather for this week. Scott?
All right, thank you, Ross. Coming up in sports, the Northwestern State and Louisiana Tech track programs competed over the weekend in Lexington prelims, but did either school produce a national-bound competitor? Plus, highlights from last night's Coca-Cola 600, where we saw a first-time winner. Stay tuned.
Only one doctor brings health right to your home. Dr. Oz.
Every day is a new chance for change, and everyone can start right now.
With all new ways to feel encouraged, inspired, hopeful, confident, proud, positive, special, feel better every day. Make an appointment with Dr. Oz. Check in for your daily checkup.
Dr. Oz, airing weekdays at 11 on KLAX TV.
There was plenty of lightning over the weekend at the NCAA East Preliminary Track and Field Championships, but no striking performances would be seen by any Northwestern State Demons. Now, for the first time since 2012, NSU will not be represented at the NCAA Outdoor Championships that begin the 7th of June in Eugene. Lady Demon Jr. star Deshaylin Jones finished up a breakout season by placing 23rd in the 200 national qualifier, which was shy of a transfer spot into nationals. The only bright news for the Demons was that all but one competitor for NSU is an underclassman, which could set the Demons up for great success come 2018. 3 Louisiana Tech track and field studs also spent the weekend in Lexington, but unfortunately, Tamario Latin, Chloe Luntrick, and Janelle McDonald all saw their seasons come to a close. Needing to finish in the top 12 to advance to nationals, McDonald came home 40th in the long jump. Lautrick finished 40th in the women's high jump, while a 36th place finish for Louisiana Tech track and field athlete Tamario Latin. He was all that he could muster up in that meet as well. The longest day in motorsports dragged into the wee hours of the morning. The Coca-Cola 600 last night. It got off to a wild start, not even 50 miles into this one. Something breaks on the 24 car of Chase Elliott. Nowhere to go for Brad Keselowski, just barreling into the back of the Napa Chevy, ending both of their races before the sky even turned dark. The skies would turn dark, and I mean very dark. There you see him there. The rains would come, and over an hour and a half rain delay set this thing into the wee hours, as I said, of Monday morning. But when the rain lifted, the race resumed. It was Jimmy Johnson's race to lose, and with 2 laps to go, he did just that. He lost it. 48 runs out of gas. Austin Dillon assumes the top spot for the first time since 2000. The number 3 returns to victory lane. Austin Dillon claims his first career win in the Coke 600. He spoke about the emotions he felt afterwards.
They haven't sunk in by no means, but you know, I did know that a lot of winners come from the Coke 600 for the first time, and I talked about it today in an interview, and it hadn't sunk in, truthfully. I'm just so proud of all the effort that all these guys put in.
The series shifts north for its next stop Sunday afternoon, the Drive for Autism 400 at Dover Downs. The longest day in motorsports, it really got revved up yesterday afternoon, the 101st running of the Indy 500, and this is what everybody was talking about. Lap 53, Scott Dixon gets together with Jay Howard, almost using Howard's left rear as a ramp, sending his car into the infield catch fence, shredding a hole in the fence. It would cause a nearly 20-minute delay for repairs. As you see another look here in just a moment, thankfully, Scott Dixon and Jay Howard both able to walk away after that vicious impact right there. But the finish of the race was pretty thrilling as well. The deciding point, 6 laps to go. Elio Castroneves looking to win his 4th Indy 500. No driver had won more than that, but Tokyo, Japan native Takuma Sato completes the pass to capture just his 2nd win in the IRL. Sato got to celebrate with the victory wreath and an ice cold drink of milk shortly there afterwards. It's been nearly 4 years, August of 2013, since Tiger Woods has won on the PGA Tour, and after being booked into the Palm Beach County Jail early this morning for driving under the influence, who knows if he'll ever rectify his career. The Jupiter Island, Florida resident was released from jail right around 11 a.m. Woods, who has been working his way back into playing shape, was arrested on the stretch of Military Trail in the town of Jupiter. You see it there on your screen. The 41-year-old has dealt with ongoing back problems that have kept him off the tour for much of the past 3 seasons. And I've said it for a while, Scott, that if he could just get on the course, I think he could pick up almost where he left off, but he's just struggling to get on that course.
Setback here.
Yeah, he just needs to get on the course, find that consistency, but I don't know if that's ever going to happen.
All right, thanks, Zach. We'll be right back.
Stay connected with KLAX ABC31. Visit us online anytime. Get today's top stories and trending topics. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter. See our pics on Instagram. Watch us on YouTube. And make KLAXTV.com your home for local news and information. Plus, download the KLAX weather app for your smartphone or tablet. Get live current conditions, radar maps, alerts, and more. More ways to stay connected with KLAX TV.
We'll leave you tonight with a tribute to our unsung heroes. Have a good night.
was getting old and paunchy, and his hair was falling fast. And he sat around the Legion telling stories of the past, of a war that he had fought in, and the deeds that he had done, in his exploits with his buddies. They were heroes, every one. And though sometimes to his neighbors his tales became a joke, all his Legion buddies listened, for they knew whereof he spoke. But we'll hear his tales no longer, for old Bill has passed away. The world's a little poorer, for a soldier died today. He will not be mourned by many, just his children and his wife, for he lived an ordinary and quite uneventful life. Held a job and raised a family, quietly going his own way. And the world won't note his passing, though a soldier died today. When politicians leave this earth, their bodies lie in state, while thousands note their passing and proclaim that they were great. Papers tell their whole life stories from the time that they were young. But the passing of a soldier goes unnoticed and unsung. Is the greatest contribution to the welfare of our land a guy who breaks his promise and cons his fellow man? Or the ordinary fellow who in times of war and strife goes off to serve his country and offers up his life? A politician's stipend and the style in which he lives are sometimes disproportionate to the service that he gives, while the ordinary soldier, who has offered up his all, is paid off with a medal and perhaps a pension, small. It's so easy to forget them, for it was so long ago that the old bills of our country went to battle. But we know it was not the politicians with their compromises and ploys who won for us the freedom that our country now enjoys. Should you find yourself in danger with your enemies at hand, would you want a politician with his ever-shifting stand? Or would you prefer a soldier who has sworn to defend his home, his kin and country, and would fight until the end? He was just a common soldier, and his ranks are growing thin. But his presence should remind us we may need his like again. For when countries are in conflict, then we find the soldier's part is to clean up all the troubles that the politicians start. If we cannot do him honor while he's here to hear the praise, then at least let's give him homage at the ending of his days. Perhaps just a simple headline in a paper that would say, "Our country is in mourning, for a soldier died."